by writing the rule that has government presidential authority for the past 235 years of demon democratic republic straight shithead garbage that no one, not even a president, is above the law. See how they trying to say he's above the law after you set him up, right? Before he even was a president, you were setting him up. And even when he became a president, you even were setting him up then. And even after he became president, it's the same thing. So, what are you talking about? 235 years. He only had 4 years. So, who was ruling for 47 years before Donald Trump? But always talking about equality and this and that. But I've never seen the demon Democrats give any reparations to black people. Only now you're hearing over there in California they're talking about some type of reparations talk. We ain't seen none of that bullshit. That talk is bullshit until we see it all across the land for every black person and every black woman and every black man and every black child across this planet in full bloom effect and showing its effect, especially starting with housing and to make sure that every black person that truly is about something and have been about working in this country to do something to try to even survive, scrape, scratch, and be driven by the system into wrongful behavior just in order to eat on their plate should be forgiven. And not only that, but giving land and houses at free of charge and no taxes and free health care and many other things that should be distributed to the black people for suffering a genocide of over 400 to 6,000 years of pure shitty ass prejudice, racist, redneck killing of black people, enslavement, and all types of bullshit that still is going on in Africa today, and it must be brought down. And the Arab boy must remove himself from Africa doing this bullshit to black people at this up to this day. So where this asshole is talking about the writing by writing a rule that has governed the presidential authority for the past 235 years that no one is above the law, you know what I'm saying? The court has given a green light to any future presidential inclined to wield his or her executive authority, you know what I'm saying, irrespectively, irrespective, irrespective of the law that applies to all other citizens and residents of the United Snakes of America. You know what I'm saying? Talking about King George III would be pleased. You know what I'm saying? Vernon wrote in a opinion column. Vernon, you're a deep stater, a jackass, and you're talking straight wordplay, reverse psychology, propaganda, piece of shit. You ain't no more than a jackass talking about NSNBC. But yet still, you're censoring everybody else shit when you have something to say. You're an idiot. This guy is an idiot, and he's full of shit. He's trying to turn something that is truthful and right in its fullness because the wicked he works for or the wicked he's a part of that has been controlling, driving our country, and not even giving reparations to the black man after all these years. But you paid off every fucking other race that you fucked up with. You know what I'm saying? You even paying off NATO and 34 nations to keep them in NATO as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's a criminal organization. You know what I'm saying? Nation Alliance to overthrow the world. Your new world order. Piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? But the former CIA chief went on to say the six Supreme, you know, this is the number six, 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 the six Supreme Court judges who had been in favor of ruling showed the abject ignorance and apparent indifference. No, what it showed was your ignorance, your indifference, your criminal affiliation to these wicked beasts that is fucking up the United States, that we need to run out of our government, called the demon blood sucking Democrats, the oligarchs, you know what I'm saying, the medical field, the military industrial complex, the corporations, and all these other people who seems Bill Gates, Anthony Fauci, and all these people in the medical field, and every corporation and many others are no more part of the ignorance and the indeficient indifference of the American common people to what you guys are talking about, based on saying that they have given a green light. No, they have not. What they have given is a green right that should be applied to Donald J. Trump. Because even after creep Joe Biden have murdered and genocide millions of people, him and Anthony Fauci, they still sitting up there trying to uphold that they're righteous, they care, and they have done great things, and people are still voting for them, and people are still keeping them up. They have not learned anything, and this is why they're in the fucking mess that they were in 2020 with the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, and believing that it was being spread all over the world, you know what I'm saying, by common people who don't have any health conditions and were healthy. So this is some retarded fucking cockamamie cock bullshit garbage, just like that he's trying to present right here, right now. Fuck him and his ruling and his so-called talk. You know, we ain't got time to sit here with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wrote here, I hate these stereotypes, but it's true. People are revealing what they believe in more ways than one. And what they believe the U.S. does way, way better than other countries. You know what I'm saying? We do better than other countries, yeah, but not when the corruption is so deep and is now bubbling to the top. This is what people got to understand. We don't have time to sit here arguing these different points or anything to do with glorifying anything at all until we clarify what it is that is going on in our country altogether. We see many have done bullshit all along and continue to do bullshit in itself and continue to do bullshit. Even here with NBC News coming in, we see Representative Schiff or whatever his name is, see Biden's uh, comments about losing to Trump concerns him. No, it don't concerns us though. It don't concerns us in any shape or form. What concerns us is you're an idiot in all ways. We see Michelle Obama may be the best person to replace Joe Biden. No, no, at all. I don't agree with that point, but everybody could continue to be an idiot. We see, wow, Joe Brown said Kamala is a witch. He called her a witch. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. No. Yes, you do. Who? Mrs. M. Hall, Vice President of the United States. Who goes by her I don't know. That must be there was an interview or something going on there with that. Yeah, we even see here where we have a saying that Trump courts black men as he pledged to return a policy that dis, 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 disproportionately targets them. More than 2 million black men have been stopped and frisked by police before the practice was deemed unconstitutional. What I have to do with this, I don't, for years you can see the lawyer and advocates support the use of stop and frisk and policies of the majority of black men. We know that, you know what I'm saying, and it's still going to go on because we have to make sure that more black men become police officers and have more involvement in law enforcement in itself to protect the nation and their communities as well. Not just talk about they want to follow rap music and all kind of rap idiots talking about a shooter, drugs, ass jiggling, which looks good, but you know what I'm saying, there's a time for everything. And sometimes, and some of the times you have to change your style. You can't just teach garbage and expect that it's going to come out. And you know for where you're teaching garbage. That's why you know what's going to come out. So get the fuck out of here. But at the same time, when you talk about the majority of black men who experience the physical and mental scars of distrustful of law enforcement after the lengthy legal battle, the federal judge in 2013 found it was unconstitutional. And yes, in more ways it is unconstitutional. But at the same time, it's not right for us to not see anything in it and do anything and just not. The unconstitutional court case only did one thing. It wanted the court case to show the constitutional rights that should have been granted to African people and black people in America years ago, but to see the racist, demon, democratical bitch motherfuckers that y'all have been following and supporting and consistently putting and voting them back into government, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one, still leads to the same thing in itself. So we know for well that you full of shit on this one. So while people keep talking all that nonsense they're talking, in more ways than one, we still see the fact that we are not involving ourselves enough in government to make sure that our people have more involvement in law enforcement and many other judicial things to provide true adequate judgment in itself. You're leaving the judgment up to the demon Democrats, and this is what caused this. Your support of the demon and democratical groups that you keep on supporting, calling yourself a demon Democrat, is what's causing much of that friction that you see is going on when it comes to law enforcement. On one hand, you're telling people to vote Demon Democrat and suck balls to these wicked beasts and slave masters who have been enslaving and even keeping black people in slavery and also keeping black people with no opportunities and many different shift changes of government to bring down more persecution and oppression upon black people and even them forcing them at many times into the ghetto and into project living of poorism, but we supposed to have gotten our reparations that was never given to us because who was ruling in most of this and have been ruling and have taken over our government probably years ago. Even, you know, saying sadly we see over probably on the Republican side, you know, saying 34, 35 of them motherfuckers in the Republican side is really demon Democrats over on the Republican side in order to keep the Republican side under control based on demon democratical rule. You know what I'm saying? So while you're seeing this and seeing that, you know what I'm saying, and Trump is not, I did not see that. Until then, we will fight that passage as we go. But that's not going to stop us from moving forward in order to straighten this country out in the way it should be, instead of sucking balls every time we turn around. You know what I mean? And it seems like black people do a lot of complaining, but then turn around and vote for the same people who is doing the bullshit and the rules and the regulations to them. You know what I'm saying? When we look at even the stop and frisk, that's been going on for many, many years under demon democratical rule to where they have even weaponized the police because you have influenced the minds of the people and it even instituted things to influence their mind even more, you know, saying even using drugs and many other things like that to bring into our neighborhoods that cause the massive confusion and corruption in itself to begin with in many hazardous to our community. We see the demon democratic U.S. Representative Schiff say VIP Vice President Kamala Harris may win overwhelmingly. Yeah, anybody would vote for her. That idiot is really out of their goddamn mind because even when we look at her job that was supposed to be done at the border, why didn't she do anything? If she's the vice president, why didn't she close the border? She has a right to present closing the border and securing the border, in all ways. It creeped Joe Biden, poke back bitch pedophilia ass kissing that little boy in the mouth not too long ago. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he close the border and secure the border? They opened the border by executive order. So how the fuck is they protecting America, and how can they even be getting a vote, and a overwhelming vote, if she ran against Donald Trump? No, she will not, because if you're an idiot, then that means you're going to do the same thing you did with Barack Obama. You the same thing you're going to do with her. You're going to say that she's getting an overwhelming vote because she's a black woman and the first black woman and all this bullshit running for president and so on and so on and so on. Historical bullshit called Val. I don't respect that Val when the country's at a point where they need a champion, not a loser. It doesn't matter whether it's a male or female. This has nothing to do with that. Right now we need power and we don't need bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Kamala is a demon Democrat under the same Luciferian order, of their holy so-called Nazi Judeo Holy Roman Christian of the Holy, she's a part of that secret society bullshit. So she's only going to do the same thing that many of them do. Same thing you saw with Comorumoracia. You know what I'm saying? When he left, who he left behind? He left behind her, and you said the historical value of the first governor and this and that, and rather than elect Lee Zeldin, a strong candidate and a strong Republican who would straighten out New York, you voted her in over historical value, and she did the same damn thing to me that Cuomo did, just in a tail end of the bullshit, and even threatened with mandates if people didn't take the jab. You know what I'm saying? So she full of garbage, just the same. Kamala did the same thing. She thought it was life saving. It's life saving, and holding her arm and all that full bullshit garbage. And how many people can truly say it was life saving while it's stinking of the smell? And I know they smell it too. So if you're stupid enough to vote for that asshole, then something is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, legislation inequality. The Christian Confederate roots in itself. You see a lot of that going on lately. You're going to see plenty of that because this is a creep, Joe Biden. Piece of bullshit. We see the FDA destroys these toxic items found in New York State. You know what I'm saying? Toxic items found in in New York State, many sick. Yeah, the toxic items that they put out into our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? The toxic shit that they put into our neighborhood and want to call it this and that and say this and say that. But a lot of the stuff that they have been putting out in our foods and many things have been put in there to make us sick. And we know why. You know what I'm saying? Because the corporations and many of these people have valued our lives as nothing at all. But at the same time, saw what it can make a fast buck off of your debt. And this is why I say they be dealing in debt and stealing in the name of the Lord, of stealing in the name of their Lord. We see Senator Lindsey Graham say, if treat Joe Biden steps aside, this is a dramatic uh, uh, different race. You know what I'm saying? In itself. No, it's not. No, it's not. The people must stay focused. Stop letting them sway your mind from the left to the right. The main focus right now is to get a fighter in there who's going to fight for you, put down that hard work for you, and have even put his life on the line for you, have even fought every battle, everything that they could possibly throw at him, you know what I'm saying, and have been throwing at us in all ways, you know what I'm saying. He's saying it's going to be a dramatically different race for the GOP. And this is coming in by Kala uh, Hubbard 13 hours ago, CBS News. We see where Lindsey Graham said Sunday that if President Joe Biden's broke back bitch pedophilia Biden drops out of the 2024 presidential race, amid swirling concerns about his fitness, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have no fitness even when he was fit. He was sick out of his mind then. You see his log nut looking head, so for the office after a disastrous debate against the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. The Demon Democratic replacement would dramatically change the contest dramatically. No, it would not. And if people are stupid enough to let that happen when they creep Joe Biden step aside and bring some other idiot in there, that's going to do the same exact thing he is doing because all they would be doing it is passing the baton to him. The president has been, adamant that he will remain in the race, but South Carolina Republicans, a close ally of of Donald J. Trump, say on Face the Nation Sunday that he believed before this is all said and done that the President Creep Joe Brokeback Bitch Biden most likely will be replaced. They need to replace him. If Creep Joe Biden steps down, Harris is going to have he's going to have to pick somebody to her, uh, help her. I guess he's saying Graham speculate. I guess she's saying if Joe Biden steps aside, she's going to have to pick someone. Graham, uh, I guess he's saying Graham. I guess Graham speculated if she does become the nominee in all ways, this is a dramatically different race that it is right now today, that it would be right now today. I hope people are thinking about that on our side. hmm should creep Joe Biden, you know, you know, step aside, the attention would almost certainly turn to Vice Kamala Nutcase Ass Harris, which is no more than a Biden sucking balls idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because look at how they endanger this country by all means by opening the border and not doing anything about it but pretending to do so. And this is who you're going to put in there to challenge the great Donald Trump. People got to be out of their mind. And I know you ain't going to let no historical vows stand in the way of the truth. Don't be an idiot. It doesn't matter. This is not about women's bashing or anything. It could be male or female. In my book, it's the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you put Kamala Harris as a natural successor to lead the ticket, although that is not guaranteed. If she was to lead the ticket, she would select another demon Democrat as her running mate. Exactly, Graham made clear that that scenario, whoever is tapped as the vice president, both parties has the potential to have a major impact on November. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because if people are stupid enough to go for that one, you're not an idiot. I know that you haven't learned anything at all. Again, I'm going to say it again. Yes, it's not specifically saying that Donald Trump is the most cleanest dude on planet Earth. What it's saying is the demon democratical group must be put into check this year. They'll have a chance, just like they had a chance to come back in the government, the union, citing the fact that if any time they pull any bullshit or cause any insurrection, they would be kicked out, just like they were kicked out when they left out and caused the Civil War by leaving out and carrying on with the bullshit rather than agreeing on the crooked shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it still come out to the same thing. You need a strong candidate, not somebody who's going to be playing the demon democratical balls licking games that they always have been playing.